Hello, 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 Dr. Alan Harper, your Secure Vibe coder. And we're here for another live Secure Vibe coding session. And we're building this app called uservibesOS.ai. It's live, you can check it out. The purpose of this app is to be an AI enhanced one stop shop for developers to collect vibes from users throughout the user journey lifecycle. So, whether that user is first hitting the landing page, or a survey that you set up, or a wait list or email list, or perhaps they're sending you vibes that they're trying to attack you, you probably want to know all of that as a developer. And then, of course, they might want to tell you about feature requests and bug reports. And we certainly want that as well, because we know the best ideas come from our users. And ultimately, sentiment surveys, testimonials, exit comments, these are all vibes that a user can throw off if you're catching them. And so we aim to make that easy for developers. All right, we're starting with our feedback module. That's our MVP. We've got that working. It's humming really well. It's AI enhanced. It's in the name, meaning that we use AI to pull the deeper meanings and insights out of the user while they're talking to us. Just having a conversation with them, ask them 4 to 5, 6 questions, follow-up questions as to why this is important to them, what's the underlying issues that they're trying to solve. That is so powerful, guys. If we did nothing more than that, we'd have a killer app, but we're just getting started. All right. So this is our app again, User Vibes OS. If you're here with me tonight, drop a hello. Tell me you're here in the chat. I appreciate it. You can check me out in my QR code up here and link in the description. You find out all about me. I'm the lead author of Gray Hat Hacking, the Ethical Hacker's Handbook, currently in 6th edition, one of the most popular books in cybersecurity. I've been doing cyber for about 36 years now, longer than most of you have been alive. And so I've been there, done that, done all aspects of cyber. Really nothing I haven't done in that field. And now what I'm doing is giving back. I'm helping the next generation secure these apps one app at a time. All right. So I see a great promise in vibe coding, but there's also a big risk in vibe coding because the same people who can develop these apps don't even understand cybersecurity at all. And so we're helping them out. Hey, Ricardo, I'm sorry. Hey, great to have you. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. All right. So again, we're building this app called User Vibes OS. And you could see the functionality of the app here. And we're focused on the feedback module. And we've got that working pretty good. Now, tonight, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do some SEO optimization. Okay, but I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit. So I was doing a little bit of research earlier, just refreshing my memory. And I'm going to share some things with you. So we use Vercel as our hosting engine. Hey, 3Ds, tune in for a good one. We're going to do some good stuff tonight. All right, so we use Vercel as our hosting engine. It's our content distribution network, our CDN. It's basically our cloud provider, and it's really good. And it's they made the Next.js platform that we write our code in. It's the most popular web framework out there that rides on top of React. But React never seems to get any of the credit. It all goes to Next.js. All right. If you're a developer, you know what I mean. All right. Now, back in December, Vercel, again, big, huge giant in this space, they started to notice the rise of AI crawlers. Okay. And you'll notice here that they started talking about how like Googlebot and GPT-bot was like the majority of their traffic that was coming into Vercel. Okay. And so it was taken over. Okay. And so they started to notice that. This is back like 2 Decembers ago. Okay. December 2024. So then what they talked about is in June, they talked about how we're adapting SEO for LLM search and AI search. Okay. Really cool article here. They talk about traditional SEO, search engine optimization. That's about as old as the web. Okay. So we've been optimizing for search engines for so long that and it's become so difficult to rank on a Google search. You almost have to, donate a kidney or something to get ranked on the first page of a Google search. It has become increasingly hard. And then once you get there, then Google changes the rules and they change their algorithm. You wake up the next day and you're like D ranked. You start all over. Okay. Well, with the rise of AI, now people, their first stop is not a Google browser. It's ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or Grok or whatever. You fill in the blank. Increasingly, that's the case. So much so that that Google is falling all over themselves to compete in that space. So what they're doing is they're cannibalizing all of their SEO, 20 years worth of effort of these bloggers writing blogs. They're cannibalizing all that and they're using all that and serving it up as if they wrote it in their AI summaries. Now, in the side of the AI summary, sometimes you get lucky and they put a link to your article, not always. And so what's happening is the traffic is just going, okay, and it's dropping off. Now, there's differences between traditional SEO and what some call LLM. This is what Vercel calls it, LLM SEO. Others call it agentic engine optimization or answer engine optimization or generative engine optimization, GEO, AEO. There's all these acronyms, but clearly there's been a shift. Okay. And so it would behoove us to kind of understand that as we're trying to get traffic to our site. Okay. Now here's another interesting one here. I think I captured it. Yeah, you'll notice at the top of this article, pretty sure this was the one. Yeah, look at this. This says it all. So, okay, from 2025 into 2026, they're seeing this and they're predicting this. That what they're predicting is traditional organic search is going to go down like this, and LLM search is going to go up, and in a couple years, it's going to surpass it. Okay, so SEO is still dominating today. But look at the trend here, right? And you want to ride that trend. You want to skate where the puck is going, right? You don't want to be doing like stuff that worked in 2025 or 2024. You want to be doing stuff that's going to work in the future. You're going to future-proof your site. Okay, so a lot of good articles out here. You could spend a day refreshing yourself on this, okay? All right, now, what we came to do, though, is build us a SEO / LLM SEO optimized blog site for our site, because we got to start getting organic traffic coming in, and that's a slow road. It'll take, sometimes 6 months to a year before you start getting any decent traffic coming in. We need to get that clock started. And up until now, we haven't had a lot to brag about. Now we've got a lot to brag about, right? And so we're going to turn on that faucet, even though it's going to be a drip initially, and then that's going to compound over time. Okay. And then as these chat bots and search engines come find us, then it's just going to get better and better. Now, one other article I'll share with you that Vercel admitted here at the end of the year, last year, about 4 months ago, that 79% of their AI referrals come from ChatGPT. So that's the dominant crawler right now. And 10% of their total signups in their company comes from AI referrals. Think about that. That's up. That's a 10x growth in half a year, because it used to be just 1%. Okay, that was their previous article, that they had 1% back in June. By October, they were up to 10%. Okay, so that trend is already taken off, guys. And if they're getting that kind of traffic, we sit on Vercel, so we should be getting that kind of traffic too. This is what it looks like. ChatGPT is dominating, Perplexity right behind them. I'm not surprised about that, because Perplexity originally had the lead, but ChatGPT is outspending them, right? They're spending billions of dollars. They got a massive crawler out there now, trying to spend that venture capital money, right? Look at this. Of all the traffic, ChatGPT is dominating. Okay, so that's what we need to optimize for today, but the others will catch up eventually. Right now, each of these articles give you tips on how to do that, but I'm not going to bore you with all that. You just understand you have to do things a little differently with SEO for LLMs. Just understand that. All right, now let's get with it. We're vibe coders, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take these articles and we're going to feed them into Claude Code. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this functionality in my Secure Vibe Coding OS for you guys. And then that way, whoever's picking up the Secure Vibe Coding OS, they will get an SEO/agent SEO optimized blog site, right? That's critical. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me get organized here. Okay. Just still closing down some windows, getting organized. Okay. All right. So here we go. So again, I own the Secure Vibe Coding OS that's up on GitHub, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to bake this, we're going to put some blog functionality in this starter so that all you guys can just pull it down. And we'll do that by the end of this session if everything goes well. Fingers crossed. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up Claude. Okay, and as is our practice, we're going to say advise. We want to build an SEO and LLM SEO optimized blog site capability for our starter kit here. I want to link that to a blog link on the homepage in the header. And then I want all of the blog articles to be served up in the /blog URL path. And then I want to, on the back end, I want to have the blogs in Markdown in a folder that is then generated into blog articles that are SEO and agent SEO optimized. All right. I'm going to give you a number of articles that talk about this LLM SEO, and I want you to do further web research. But overall, I want you to build a robust capability that allows us to generate traffic, not only from search engines, but from LLMs like ChatGPT that are looking to crawl pages. In fact, I want to optimize for ChatGPT crawler. All right. So again, I'm going to give you the links and I want you to synthesize all of this into a robust plan for us. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag those links in. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. And I'm just going to grab these links. Okay. And I should be able to put it here like that. We'll see. I don't know about that. Doesn't look like it like that. Okay. I think I'm going to have to just copy paste them in. Okay, there's one. Don't forget, Claude Code can crawl the web too, but we're going to point it at some stuff, okay? Oh, I already gave it that one. Okay, cool. These were the two main ones that I wanted to give it. Okay, now it's going to go and the advise functionality is going to go do its thing. It's going to go look at our skills, see if we have anything on this. I doubt we do. And then it's going to, let me get it going. And then it's going to go do its research and it should build us a robust plan. Now, this advise command, for those of you who are new to us, it primes the pump essentially of the context window. Now, we're going to blow through our context window really quick, but we're going to fill it up with good stuff so that it's not guessing and it's not relying totally on its training, right? So we're sharpening our knife, right? And then we're going to build the thing, and we're going to have lots of issues and breakthroughs. And then once we're done with all of that, however long that takes, then we're going to do a retrospective command. And that's going to then build us Claude skills that are lessons learned skills so that in the future we don't have to learn those lessons again. We're solving the 50 first dates problem. It's that movie where that guy was dating that girl and it was 50 first dates because every morning she started new. Okay, here we go. Don't ask again. Okay. So that's our mission for the night. Okay. We are looking to build an SEO and an LLM SEO optimized blog engine. Again, those of you tuning in, I'm building this on a secure vibe coding OS. And I just want to make sure I get this going and focus on this for a second. Give me a second. Don't ask again for web searches today. Okay, so it's off doing its thing now. And I'll show you that I have this thing called a Secure Vibe Coding OS, link in the description. Okay, it's a free starter kit that I developed. And what I did was I forked another project, I cleaned it up some, and then I added the security batteries. All this stuff right here, I gave you for free. Okay, so you just basically install this thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to add another line item here that's going to say something like, SEO and LLM SEO optimized blog engine. Okay. So that's what we're doing. We're updating this SC or this Secure Vibe Coding OS so that now you can download it. Or if you're already using it, like I know some of you are, then we're going to have a release here by the end of tonight. And then you should, if everything goes well. Otherwise, it'll be tomorrow. But then you will be able to pull, it'll have instructions in it of how you can pull down just this functionality and you don't have to step on your other stuff that you're already using. Okay, so that's our mission. Oh, all right, this thing's still. Okay, it's out looking. Now this is interesting. It's researching the LLM's text. LLMs.txt is an emerging standard for agents that are crawling. They're looking for these LLMs.txt files. And so I imagine we're going to end up developing one. And that just makes it easy on the engine to parse your site and know what the highlights are so it can put it in its database. Okay, so now what's it doing? Okay, it's looking for the landing directory. And I don't know where it's going with that, but that's okay. I think it's trying to find out if we have any blog capability right now, and we don't. Now, the good news is Next.js is already optimized for SEO, but we gotta go plus on it because I just don't want the out of the box SEO. That would be good. That would have been good a year ago or 2 years ago. I want some new stuff. I want to add this LLM's text in. I want to find the other things it needs. There's this thing called a schema that you have to put it out there. And it basically allows the LLMs to understand the schema or the setup of your site. It's sort of like a site map of days of old. That's another thing we need is a site map. A site map is one of two files that are critical on your website. One of them is called the robots.txt. That's kind of 1990s, but it basically is like a whitelist and a blacklist for crawlers. It'll block crawlers, and you want to make sure you're not blocking the ChatGPT bots, right? This is funny. Neil Patel, he's a big SEO guy. I mean, he's made millions on SEO, and now he's even turning away from SEO and trying to do more LLM stuff. That's interesting, and we're picking it up. Okay, so that's all good. I want Claude Code to go get smart on all this. Oh, it looks like it couldn't pull down Neil's page. Okay, so now it says I have comprehensive information. Let me create a detailed plan. Yes, thank you. Please do. Yeah, so the first doc is robots.txt. Every site needs one of those. And then there's another one called sitemap.xml. And that's an XML mapping of your website, of your blog in particular. And every time you add an article to it, hint, hint, pro tip, you need to update your sitemap.xml. There's a way that you can programmatically do that with like this JavaScript that runs and dynamically updates it every time you push it up to like, GitHub or whatever. So we'll figure that out. Okay, so here we go. Where should the blog markdown files be stored? Separate content folder at the root. Yeah, I like this first one here. Just content will be fine. Okay, now it's asking what URL structure do we want. You always want this slug capability. What the slug will do is it will take the article, like the title, and it'll like abbreviate it. And that helps the crawlers too. Okay, so we want that. That's what's recommended. It's SEO friendly. Okay, what features should the blog include initially? Okay, this is good. Blog listing, individual post, and SEO, metadata, LLMs text. Okay, so that's one option. The next one is core, okay, plus categories. I think we want everything here. Okay, no sense in half-stepping. It's asking like, do we want categories for our blog? Yeah, why not? By the way, search engines like that stuff. So it behooves you just to look normal. We need to look like a normal blog, right? We need to be consumable, very easy to be consumed. I don't expect this will take all that long because, Vercel's got a lot of stuff baked in, right? Now, one of the cool things about Vercel is they make what's called server-side rendering, SSR. So basically they pre-compile the page, and the search engines love that because search engines can't stand JavaScript. They don't like dynamically generated stuff. So like straight up HTML ranks much better than anything that's JavaScript. So that's why Vercel invented something called SSR. Okay, so, all right, so would you like me to proceed? All right, so the plan is written. Okay, so let's just scan it here. Okay, it got the background. Okay, what this means for you, server-side rendering is mandatory. That's the SSR I was telling you about. Static site generation, SSG, is also ideal. It does, Vercel does both of them very well. Okay, LLMs text is an emerging standard. Okay, we'll take it. Here's what the structure is going to look like. We're going to get our app, and there's going to be a blog folder. That's where all the files are going to go, or that's basically, the URL is going to be /blog. We're going to put our content right here in Markdown files, and then they're just going to get rendered. The reason why I want to use Markdown files, because then when I move this over to our User Vibes OS, then I can just tell Claude, okay, give me 10 blog articles on this new feature that we just wrote, right? And then next week I'll say, give me 10 more on this new feature. And then it'll just dump them into that Markdown file and they'll get rendered the next time we push it up. Okay, so right here, this is the key stuff. I know all this stuff, but it doesn't matter for tonight. Here's that thing I was telling you about. There's a JSON.LD schema. Okay, so that's very important. It's machine readable content. Okay, and there's something called RSS feed too. That's kind of old school. Okay, it's all good. Here's what the content of each blog post will look like. It'll have this YAML format at the top. That's just a way of saying, it's got a name and then a value and a name and a value. And the values change, but the name fields are mandatory. Okay. And then there'll be, this is called Markdown. So this is a level 2 header. Okay. You can only have one level 1 header on your website, and that's your title. Everything else has to be level 2 or level 3. These are SEO rules. If you just make all level ones, SEO just throw up on it and they'll leave you. They'll just bounce. The bot won't even read this stuff. Okay, so you have to, it's called semantic. You have to use the right semantics. That's, I'm just regurgitating old SEO stuff, but some of you, this is new. Okay, here's what that JSON file looks like, okay? All right, here's what your robots.txt looks like. So they're giving it to us, all of it here. And look here, we're allowing the GPT bot, okay, allowing Claude Code, Perplexity, Apple bot, okay, good. And then by default, it's allowing everything as well, but we're explicitly allowing these. Okay, they're welcome. It's like throwing up a welcome sign. Like, please come crawl me. All right, so here's the phases, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go, man. Let's do it. Yes, implement this plan. Like I said, I don't expect this to take long. Maybe 10 minutes, not even that. This is one of the easiest things you can ask for Cell, and namely probably Claude Code to do, because everybody's done blogs millions of times. So it's got a lot of content to train from. Okay, so here it's going to install some files. Just looking at them, making sure I'm not familiar with all of them. A couple of them I am. Okay, we'll go ahead and take those. That's a long checklist, but a lot of those are just simple files. All right, yeah, I see somebody click my QR code. That's great. Well, they didn't click it. They took a picture of it. You can learn more about me in my QR code above, or link in the description. Join my free mentoring group. About 8,000 people in there, just short of that, all trying to work toward AI and cyber, okay? And then inside of there, you'll find a 30-day challenge. It's free. I want you to take that challenge. It will change your life, okay? It helps you work through 30 days of AI cyber challenges, 1 hour each day, right? And it's totally free. And then once you get through all of that, if you're looking for more, you can check out my Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. And you'll see that up in the classroom in there, in the red classes. That's part of the Masterclass. And when you join the Masterclass, then you get more access to me. And I have small group mentoring. I'll also meet with you for 1 hour just for signing up for that. And then and I'll get to know you and ultimately come alongside you and help you build your app. So in the meantime, give me a thumbs up if you're digging this stuff. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you send this off to anybody that you know that's interested in vibe coding. On this channel, we cover secure vibe coding. So we talk about it every night. We talk about security. In fact, it's most of what we talk about. Okay, so here we go. We want to edit this blog. Yes, make all the edits. It's going to make these directories. Yes. Okay, we use Claude Code within Anti-Gravity. But I'm telling you, Anti-Gravity has really been ticking me off lately. It crashed on me like 4 times today. So I'm like, earlier I was messing with something, and I'm telling you, it's really aggravating me. It's acting as bad as the other ones were. When they started crashing on me, I dropped them, and I'm looking for something new because, like, I don't know. Is Cursor still crashing a lot, 3Ds? I might end up going back to Cursor. Anti-Gravity is really getting on my nerves because what it'll do is it'll work on a big thing down here, and you'll see it like scrambling and like flashing, and then it'll do that for like a minute, and then the whole thing will die, and it'll I have to hard reset everything. It's a pain in the butt. Anybody seeing that happen with the other IDEs out there? I'm telling you, for about 2 months, it was rock solid, and then they start pushing updates to it, and they made it less stable. Crazy. All the money these companies have. They're putting out buggy code. Looks like it's going to create a couple sample blog posts too. That's cool. So we can run it just to make sure this thing works. All right, who else joined me? I see some people out there. You guys drop me a hello in the chat. Will the real humans please stand up? Okay. 3D says it's a lot better over the last few weeks. Let me put this up for everybody to see. Seems a lot better over the last few weeks. Have not had much crashing, but it's had a few when they added browser integration. Yeah, man, what's up with these guys? Yeah, I don't know what to say. Hey, recently I baked off AutoClaude and AutoMaker, and I ran them on the same task. I must say that I like the results of the AutoClaude better, but they're a newer project and they're just getting started. They don't have a stable code base as the AutoMaker, but the output was a little better. Not like night and day better, like maybe 10%, 15% better in my opinion. Like the pages were just a little bit more functional, it looked a little better. But hey, AutoMaker did really good work, so I can't really knock it. You'd probably be good with either one. You probably would. But I like where AutoClaude is heading, and I think if I'd push my chips into them. Okay. Yeah, I love vibe coding. Solo said, let me put this one up. Do you think vibe coding is a good thing? I do. Secure vibe coding is a good thing. Regular vibe coding, no. Hey, and let me define vibe coding. If you're talking about just going out and one-shotting, like putting a prompt into like Lovable and then posting that and trying to make money, no, it's a horrible idea. Okay, we don't do that here. Okay, we build it up from a secure baseline. This app I built called the Secure Vibe Code OS, right, that I flashed just a moment ago, link in the description. You can get it on GitHub. It's a secure starter kit, the most secure one out there, okay? And you start with that, and then I teach through my training in these sessions like how to keep it secure, like so you don't screw it up from there. Okay, you start like at a 95 percentile of security. Most people are like at a 30%. Okay, so from that sense, like if you're talking about vibe coding and they're not doing it securely, I'm against that. I'm as much against that as anyone. But the notion of somebody, talking to AI and letting it do the coding and not doing it, oh yeah, we do that. We've been doing it here from the start. We've been at this about 50 hours now, spread over 2 months because we only go like an hour a night, and we have about 4 months worth of output. So like if I'd done this myself like a couple years ago, I know how much effort this would be. It'd be about 4 months worth of work, like working every day. Okay. And we are like, I don't know how many days that would be. That's 4 times 30, right? 120 days worth of work, right? And we basically have about 7 days, 8 days of labor at 8 hours a day in this thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm for vibe coding 100%, but you got to do it securely. Okay. Great question though. Thanks for asking it. If you want to learn how to do it securely, keep hanging out with me. Okay. Join my free mentoring up here. Other people here in the group, I know you're not all in my mentoring. Join that free mentoring in that QR code or link in the description. Okay. I got about 8,000 people in there. Look, I've been doing cyber for 36 years. Like I said, longer than most of you guys have been born. I'm here to share all that wealth of knowledge, right? I do most of it for free. If you need more of my time, you need me to come alongside you to help you build your app, then I have mentoring groups that you'll find up in there, paid ones. But most of my stuff I do for free, like these streams, right? It's my community service to you. But honestly, my ulterior motive is I'm trying to build an army of secure vibe coders because I'm turning work away. I'm too busy. I have too much stuff going on. And by the way, I do like 10 times what a normal human could do using AI. Okay. Like I'm automated to the max. Recently, I figured out how to push code and push PRs while I sleep. Okay. All right. And that's using tools like AutoCloud. Okay. And AutoMaker. That's what I was just talking about. Those tools let you like set it up and go to bed, man. How cool is that? So that's a major unlock. Okay. That was 8 hours of productivity that I didn't have before. Okay. So I'm going to be super dangerous when I get all that humming and polished. And that's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching other people to do that so I can get an army of you guys that I've trained. I trust you then to do it securely. And then we could start taking on some of this work and securing the world one app at a time. And that's what it's going to take. You got to do it up close and personal. It's one app at a time. There's a huge opportunity there. Ton of money in this space. Life-changing money. Okay, I've already told you recently how much I've been making doing this stuff. It's insane. Okay, it's almost unbelievable. If it wasn't me like making it, I don't know if I'd believe it. But it's legit. It's legit. Any other questions while this thing's cooking? Oh, look, it's done. Go ahead and run a TSC check. Now, with a little luck, I'm going to launch this thing. And if we got a blog page, we're done. But I expect to have to work through some stuff. It's already found some TypeScript errors. We're going to have to jam through some stuff here. We're not touching convex tonight, so like this should go much simpler. Now, the other option was store the blogs in the convex database, but that just complicates things unnecessarily. Okay, like we could do that in the future, like if we care. We're not. That's not our killer feature, is the blog site. We just got to get a down and dirty blog up, right? Like I'm not trying to be the best blog engine out there, but I'm trying to be the most found one, the most optimized one, right? But we're gonna operate it simply using our AI agents. Okay, Celiso says, okay, here we go. Put this comment up. Let's go. I just started to work somewhere and we developed some little programs in there. We use AI to code mostly, and I don't know where to stand. Any tips? Yeah. Tell them they better be doing it securely. And if they don't know how to do it securely, come join my mentoring group and join my Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. Okay? And they'll learn how to do it securely. Tell them to start hanging out with me at night here. Okay. Next steps. Okay, put this in URL in the environmental variables. Okay, and add images. I think I already have a next public site URL in my we'll check here in a second, my environmental variable. Okay, add images for blog posts to here. Okay, submit a sitemap. We're going to tell it to do better than that. We're going to tell it to automate that. Okay, monitor AI crawler results. Okay, the blog is now live here. Let's just tell it to do the sitemap thing now before I forget. Okay, now it's suggesting, I'm going to do a tab completion here because this is a good suggestion. Add Tailwind typography plugin for blog styling. Yeah, I don't know about that. We just need, well, Tailwind is a text formatting thing. So yeah, I guess that would be good. And then, okay, so here it's going to add that. I'm surprised it didn't already have that. Okay, now, one of the things we're going to do here is I'm going to tell it to automate the sitemap. Come on, man. Okay, there, it's finishing up. I always know it's finishing up because it runs this npx test last, and as long as it says no content, it's good. All right, I want you to automate the sitemap.xml creation for me using scripting and automation. I said automation, but I think it's going to put it in a GitHub file, but it might just do it through Vercel configuration. I can't remember how I did it last time. Because I would think that maybe in the Vercel config, like there's a way that you can generate a script or something that will, or like fire off a script. It's going to be a JavaScript eventually that's going to update the sitemap dynamically. Here we go, generate sitemap, TypeScript. TypeScript is a higher level of JavaScript. It's more formal. Okay, so it's gonna, okay. No, I don't want you to do that. Use Node to run scripts. Trying to install another library. Okay, it's going to test it here. Okay. I do a Control O so I can see the output. Yeah, see it added 2 static pages, 3 blog posts. Okay, yeah, so the sitemap works. Now, how's it going to automate it? That's the question. It's interesting. I was watching it think, and it cut off. It was saying something about dynamic. Okay, here we go. Okay. Here's what was created. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, generate it manually, automatic, runs before every build. Okay, so they put a pre-build hook. It triggers the sitemap generation. Good. Okay, sweet, because this happens up on Vercel, so we should be good. Okay, that was easy. Now let me check that this right here is in my environmental file. And let me look in here and see. Yeah, it's the first thing over here. Next public site name. Oh, no, that's different. Next public convex. Next public. Okay, sweet. Next public site name or site URL. Okay, equals, in this case, it's H. Okay, I'm going to show this one. This is a plugin that I use that hides my environmental variables so I don't dox myself unnecessarily. Okay, on this one, we're going to put, this is just our local host. Okay. Okay, sweet. All right, let's check it out. I'm a little nervous. I know we're going to find some errors. That's okay. We got a little bit of time left. Okay, so there they are. Now let's go look at it. Okay. Okay, so here's our starter kit. The Secure Vibe Coding OS. This is what your starter kit will look like too. It comes with the security dashboard baked in. It's part of those security batteries. And there's a blog at the top here. Fingers crossed. Sweet. Now we've got no photos now. These are just placeholders. You can search. We got categories. Let's just click on one. Score. Okay, now we've got no images in here, but that's just because it just made this stuff up. But look, this is optimized. It's got like search engines love this context over here, or table of contents. You guys have seen this before in blogs. Okay, it's got the headers are correct. These are level 2 headers. These are level 3 headers. There's these rules, like if you have one level 2 header or level 3 header, you have to have more than one. You can't just have one. Like there's all these rules. Consider it like style guides. Look, we've got labels. We can search on just the label or the categories. So full category functionality. We've got tags, ChatGPT. Yeah, it looks awesome, man. That's a legit blog. Now, we need photos on it, but like besides the photos, tell me something's wrong. Looks as legit as anything. I want to add the light dark mode to the homepage here. I've noticed that it's missing off the homepage, but it's on the it's actually on the dashboard. Okay, that works great. Look, add a light dark mode toggle on the homepage. We have it working on the dashboard, but that's not on the homepage. Add that. You're gonna get 2 features tonight for the price of 1. How about that? Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this on the Secure Vibe Code OS, so you guys can download it. Okay, link in the description. Okay, there's a link to my GitHub repo here, and in a minute there's going to be a new release over here. See, last week I pushed a release. In a minute you're going to see a new release. You're going to see me release to this. Then you're free to go get it and pull it down and start using it. That's why I'm doing it. Good question though. Thanks for asking. Who else is here with me tonight? Anybody else new? I see a lot of people. Everybody's just lurking. Will the real humans please stand up? I know I got a lot of bots following me around. If you're human, prove it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just building this light dark mode right here. Sweet. Okay, let's go back to the homepage. Sweet. This is example only, folks. Don't be afraid of these numbers. You can put whatever you want in there. Look at this. Look at that, guys. Cool, huh? It's a fully functioning landing page here. Shows you what your backend dashboard looks like. That's there. The secure dashboard. All of this you get for free, man. Working hard for you guys. Okay, I hope you appreciate it. Dark mode, light mode. Okay, sweet. I've been meaning to do that for a bit. Okay, now let's button it up. Okay, update our readme.me at the bottom of our feature list. Go ahead and put SEO and LLM SEO optimized blog engine. Also put instructions of how to update the blog, where the content folder is at, in the appropriate place on the README. And we've done all this within our context, which is amazing. So here, there's nothing really to do as a retrospective, but I guess I could just I guess I'll do it because it'll give you the skill file in case you want to, I don't know, do something with the blog later. can't hurt. It's just a text file. Doesn't cost much. Okay, so here it is. It added at the bottom of the list, SEO and LLM SEO optimized blog engine. Okay, sweet. Okay, it's got the LLM's text, sitemap generator, RSS feed. We are set and ready to go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome sauce. Okay, great. Now, let's just go ahead and do our, I'm going to say commit this. Yeah, look what it's doing down here, 3Ds. It's. I haven't hit tab yet, but you see this text? It's basically suggesting that I run a retrospective. It knows about the command that I've given it. That is like next level. Like Gemini ain't doing that for you guys. Okay. All right. This is why we love Claude Code and skills in particular. Let's go ahead and say commit this work. And then we're going to do a retrospective while we still have context here, space. And then we'll do the release, okay? And the release then will, yeah. Okay, because I want the retrospective to be in the release. Okay, here's all the nice stuff that we put. Look at that nice commit for the statement. Okay, so that's getting pushed. Notice over here, I just saw this flash. Okay, so we've got no unstaged changes. I can go ahead and push that up to Vercel and GitHub. Okay, so now we do the retrospective. Now what the retrospective does is it goes out, reviews the whole context here, and buttons that all up in a summary in a lessons folder for us in the Claude skills folder, so that in the future, if we want to do anything with this blog, like, I don't know, adjust it in any way, it'll refer to this file. Okay, we're going to push that straight to main. It was asking us if we want to make a branch. Okay, so here's the file that it's going to create in the skills folder, the lessons folder, LLM SEO blog engine. Now I'm going to pay attention to it this time to see if it actually puts that content at the top. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to get more strict with it in the retrospective command. Because lately it's been getting lazy on us and not putting the YAML section at the top. And I think I need to clarify that a little stronger. You guys loving this? So you Mark, or you said, can I have the Zuck? What's that? What's the Zuck? Hey Jay, thanks for joining. Looks like you've been here a few days, but you've been lurking. That's all right. Thanks for coming out of the shadows. I appreciate the comment. Thanks for the encouragement. I need encouragement too, guys, to keep going. Okay, so here's the command. Oh, and we've got our YAML section at the top, properly named and everything. Okay, cool. I'm digging it. Okay, so we just got a Claude skill updated. So now here's what it looks like. Let's see, open the file, go to preview. And I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I just want you to see what it did. And by the way, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. The YAML doesn't show up in the preview. I wonder if before I was looking at this and noticing there was no YAML and not realizing that there was one maybe there. I don't know. I could have been confused. Okay, what it does is in the retrospective, it tells you what worked. Okay. It shouldn't say anything didn't work. Maybe that one build error. Why it worked. Failed attempts. Okay. Okay, the sitemap was static and we wanted automation, so it learned to do that. Called that a failure. That was being kind. Okay. Instead of using TSX for scripts, I wanted it to use Node directly. Okay, so it learned all of that. So I should never have to tell it to do that again. Here's the lessons learned, okay? Best practices, pitfalls to avoid. Sweet. Final working solution. So this all gets encapsulated now in our memory. Now, remember, because of progressive disclosure, it doesn't clog up our context. But it's there. So now if we do anything that's talking about the blog, it's going to go invoke this file and then discover it progressively. That's the beauty of Claude Skills, guys. If you're not using Claude Skills, you're missing it. Okay, hey, you, Mark, what is the Zuck? Somebody tell me what that is. What is the Zuck? Z-U, is that Zuckerberg? Wish I had that kind of money. All right, so we got a new skill here. Now it's going to ask us if we want to push that, and we're going to say yes. Yes, create the lesson. Okay. Okay. He's asking if do I give the Zuck on stream? I don't know what you're talking about, man. You guys are half my age, man. You need to like break it down for an old man, okay? Speak to me like your grandfather or your father, right? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's saying, do you give the Zuck on stream? What is the Zuck? Somebody explain. Okay, so it pushed it all up. And look here, now we're hitting a compact. Now let's go ahead and I have a command here. It says push release. And you guys are going to see how it cooked the sausage, all right? And what push release would do is it go look at those recent builds since the last release. And then it's going to, in an automated way, push a new release for us. Okay, it's asking if this is a major release or a minor release. I'm gonna call it a minor release because major release is reserved for breaking changes, okay? I could technically call this a major release, but let's not run the numbers up too fast. So we'll call this a minor release. So this command I've given you guys called push release. It does all of this. I hope you're pushing releases. If you got a public repo, you need to be doing this. Okay, so look what it's putting in it. It's putting in everything since the last major release, 5 commits. Okay, so I'm gonna say yes, create that release. Look here, we're still very optimized, very efficient tonight. We've done all of this on one context window. That's amazing. That sets a record right there. I don't know, 3Ds, man. I don't know if it's the skills are improving or like, I don't know. Maybe it could be that it quit nerfing it on us. Maybe they added some more capacity on the back end and we're actually getting the full opus. You know how I feel about that. When these guys get overloaded, they start nerfing it. Nerfing it means like you have a real football and you have a Nerf football, like a sponge one, right? Well, just when you think you're throwing a real one, like they switch it out on you. And you don't get the full model. You get like a watered down version of it with less parameters. That's like when they're getting overloaded, that's what they do. They've been criticized for that. All of them do that. And I sort of understand it, but I just wish they'd be more honest about it. Okay, so there it is. The release is complete. And it got pushed up. So now look here, guys. I'm gonna hit refresh. New release just now came in. Here's nice, pretty optimized release page. Tells about all the stuff. LLM SEO optimization, automated sitemap generation, improvements. Here's what's included. Okay, now here's how we pull it down. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll pull it down over in our other site. Okay, so what you do is for existing users, you do these commands right here. Okay, and actually, yeah, okay. Yeah, that should work. Okay. I'm a little leery to do this merge. What I typically do is I merge in commits. And these commits right here. Okay, all right, let's see. Let's see what happens. What can go wrong? So now what I'm gonna do is switch to my user vibes OS, right? I've got a clean repo here. Now I'm gonna tell it to git fetch origins. Then I'm gonna tell I've never done this lately, so let's see what happens. Okay, fingers crossed. Worst comes to worst, we'll just bail on it. Not something we can merge. What do you mean not something we can merge? Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to get in Claude. Because if there is an issue, Claude will fix it. Oh, it looks like Claude Code pushed a new version. I was using 2.0 or something, or 2.0 something recently. Okay, yes. Merge that into a current branch. Not something we can merge. Okay, that's fine. Let's figure out. I'm gonna ask it what commits. I think it's because I haven't merged these previous releases. No, fetch and merge the commits of this release. You know what that means? With the new version of Claude Code, there's going to be a flurry of videos out there now about, the new features of Claude Code. I need to ride that wave a little bit and create my own and get a little bit more traffic coming in. By the way, once again, like, subscribe, join my free mentoring up here, guys. Trying to grow this thing. Still trying to do this merge to 2.3. Okay, some stuff come in here. Let's see, did the blog stuff come in? No, man, it touched all kinds of stuff that I didn't want it to touch. No, I don't think I like that. Git merge abort. Yes. Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna jump back over to here and I'm gonna tell it to update the release page and give specific instructions for existing users how to safely bring in the commits that were involved with this release. It normally does that, but AI is non-deterministic. So sometimes you get roll of the dice there. So now what it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and do these. It's going to tell me how to do that. Really, I only want these. I want these last two. The other ones were, since my last release, but I already have that stuff. I just want these two commits, and I forget how to do it. So bear with me here. I want to update that release page anyway. Here's what I'm talking about. On the release page, if you look at my previous releases, you see that I give this instruction down where, right here. So you'll notice, for example, I give this instruction to, looks like it hadn't done it in a couple of them. Right here, cherry pick, that's the command, daggone it. I need to give this cherry pick command. Okay, and yeah, here it is, cherry pick only blog features. There you go, bam. All right, it already updated it. Okay, so now what I can do is come back up here and I can go back to the home page of the GitHub. I can go to releases again, and I should see a cherry pick command here. Yeah, here we go. Down where we at? Yeah, right here. Okay, just these last two do I need right here. Okay, all right, so now I come back over to here and cherry pick this in. It should just be block stuff. Yes, bring that in. Okay, it looks like it's got some kind of conflict here, but that's okay. That's all right. Yeah, it's because it adjusted the header. Would you like to help resolve? Yes. Okay. And there's one more that I need to get. It's this one. This was the skill. That conflict was because we changed the header of the main page, and so you need like Claude to help you work through that. See, it's making a change to the header. Yes. We added the blog link to it right there. Okay, there we go. Now it's gonna have to install these packages so that the blog runs. I'm also going to put that that URL in. And what I'll also have to do is put that same variable up on my production site on Vercel. And then it should be live up there too. Okay. Cherry pick continue, yes. Whenever you do a merge, you have to continue the cherry pick. Now it looks like it's got another issue. Okay. Yes. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now it's pushing those up. Okay, now I want to cherry pick this one too. This should be no conflict here. Cherry pick is like where you reach into Git and grab just one commit or a series of commits. I could put multiple ones on one line. Okay, so that one's done. All right, there we go. And it added it to Git. Actually expected to see it. Oh, okay, here it is right here. Okay. All right, so if I hit this button, then they'll both go up there. But before I do that, what I need to do is, because that's going to push up the Vercel, and if it doesn't have that variable, then it's going to break it, like it won't work. So let's just do this. Let's go to here, and we'll put it in here. Next, public site URL. Come on. Okay. I think that's what it was, right? Next public site URL. Let me just copy it to be sure. Sometimes my eyes play tricks on me. Okay. That'll work locally. Now let's make it work remotely. Let's see here. Let me find my deployment page. User vibes, OS deployment. Okay, I'll drag this down for you guys to see. This is how you deploy things on Vercel. Okay, so this is my user vibes OS. Go into settings, you go to environmental variables, and you create a new one right here. You just click in here and just paste it, and it'll automatically put it in. Of course, this is not, I need to fix this. https://uservibesos.ai. Okay, so that's good. Now I can push it up and push that build up. Just by doing that right there. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to see a build up here. Right here. See it queued? Okay. Now that's going to then boot, and it should be working there, but let me see if it's working locally now. I wonder why that's just, okay. I was saying, why is it just queued? Okay, let's kill this homepage. No longer need that. And let's instead start this one. npm run dev starts the dev server on port 3000. That's what we said we were going to be on. Let me go ahead and launch that. We should see our blog. Dope. Dang good. What's going on there? Why did that give us an error? Probably because, I don't know why. That's not good. Okay, it'll be a simple fix, but I'm surprised that we didn't see that. We must have changed our footer on this site as opposed to the starter kit. Oh, it's actually the header. What's it? Oh, this says footer. Over here it says header. Okay, regardless. Claude help. Looks like there's 2 errors. Okay. It'll make quick work of this. Import paths are incorrect. I don't know why. Okay. This app says main not landing, but why was that different than our? We must have somehow, when we were vibe coding, we must have changed our main landing page and got rid of the main part here. That's okay. You might have to do the same. Your mileage may vary, but it'll be simple. Just feed it to Claude and see what it did was it just added this main in here. Okay. Now, let's see what it looks like locally. Okay. Now it's saying this. What am I getting? Let's see here. Okay. Now we're getting a convex error, which is weird. What's convex got to do with it? Oh, I think it's because we need convex running. Okay, it says the simplest fix is to move the blog under the main route group so that it inherits the providers. Okay. Weird. Okay. Okay, now let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. So look, I had to finagle it a little bit. It's because I've drifted a little bit from the Secure Vibe Coding OS. I mean, I didn't do it purposefully, but surely like Claude Code was updating some stuff and ended up moving my main page under something called main here. Okay. And that wasn't the case. It was called landing on the or lander or something like that on the Secure Vibe Code OS. So that's okay. Your mileage may vary. That's why we do it inside. That's why we make our changes inside of Claude, so we don't have to understand all that. We just said yes, 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 fix it, right? And look, we've got a blog up and running. So now what I can do is push that up. Change path to the home page. Push that up. Okay, and that'll build again. And then I want to test that the main site's working. Let's make sure all this is working. What's going on down here? It's a little strange to me that we're seeing some little knit things here that weren't over on the other one. Maybe it's because, again, we're doing something different on our main app. That's a little confusing to me. Let me hand this one to it too, because we want to fix that. Look, I pulled this down as an update to our secure starter. I'm wondering why I'm running into these little issues. Fix it, but then explain to me what would be different about our starter kit and what we're doing here on User Vibes OS. I don't think we've deviated that much. What would cause this to show up here and not on the starter kit? I'm a little confused with that, so Claude's going to have to help me understand that. Let's just poke around a bit and see if we got any other gremlins. This is why you want to test your site for sure. Okay, that functionality is working. The tags are working. Okay, that all works. Looks like it's already fixed it because I'm no longer getting that error. All this works. This stuff doesn't. Let's see, where does it go? Twitter. I have no clue where that link's going. Find out here in a second. Oh, it's trying to. Oh, look here. It's trying to give me a post to the blog entry, but of course the URL's wrong. I'll be darned. We got functionality here I didn't even ask for. If you click this, share this article, it'll take you to your logged in X and let you post it. But of course the URL's wrong in it. We'll have to fix that. That's pretty slick. I didn't even ask for that. I'll take it. So that's why we vibe code. Sometimes we get pleasantly surprised. By the way, I prefer it that way. I don't like to overspec the thing and put it in a box. I want it to surprise me like that occasionally because it's much more creative than I am. Okay, I hope you guys learned something from that. All right, so look, let's fix this. Fix this other little noid error here, and then I want to see what it explained to me. Okay, here we go. Actual bug in the starter, duplicate keys, is a warning. Just wasn't triggered because the sample blog posts probably don't have duplicate header names. Your content has two headings that slugify to summary, exposing the bug. So why it worked on the starter kit. Okay, so let me tell you what then. Let's go fix that. Okay, so here's the different page structure, and that's where, see, look, at some point you or a previous merge reorganized the routes to nest the landing page inside the main route. Yeah, I figured that happened. But this second one, was interesting. Now what that tells me is let's fix this. Oh. I want to fix. I want it to fix that key issue here, and I think what we're going to have to do is go grab this. Okay, and bring it over to here. Okay, I'm back on my Secure Vibe Coding OS. I want to fix this key so you guys don't have to deal with it. Okay, I also told it to tell me the difference, so I'm going to get another explanation. Okay, so we're fixing that so you guys don't have to mess with it. Still not bad, guys, for an hour's worth of work. Would you agree? I guarantee if we were developers and sat down to do that, it would take us a whole lot more than an hour. I guarantee you. And I was talking half of that time. Okay, so there we go. All that, blah, 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 the fix. Okay, so here's, it basically, yeah, it just fixed it. All right, so look. Go ahead and update the patch then, or excuse me, the release, and include this commit and update the release page as well. See, you can just tell Claude to do things like that, and it's going to go update that release so you guys, you know, can re-download it, or anybody that comes in the future. First, it's going to push that commit. Fixing that duplicate heading IDs. So you guys shouldn't have to run into that. This is called backporting. So I'm backporting the change that we found over on the other system. I'm backporting it here so that I'm fixing it at the source so that you guys are the beneficiary of that. Now I'm going out here and updating my tag and all that stuff. First it has to delete the tag and then it's going to re-add it. That's what that A is. So the D deletes it. The A re-adds it, and then it's going to go update the page and put this new commit in there. See that? Fix duplicate headings. Sweet. Okay, in the meantime, let's see what we got over here. Okay, yeah, we should have pushed this up. Fixed duplicate. I want to push that up so that we can test it up on the web. Okay. Okay, so finally we hit the compacting over here. Okay. Let's see if it happened to push that release update up. Yep, it already pushed it. All right, you guys are set. 1 minute ago it pushed that. All right, now let's watch this thing build. Where are we at? Here. See, look, it had an error. It may give me a build error here. Hold on a second. We may not be done. What was this build error? No, I don't want that. I want to click here. See what this error was. There's more stuff here. We're not done yet. I should have known better. I should have built the thing. I was just so happy that it worked. You have to build it because running it locally and running it in the cloud are two different things. Okay. So what we're seeing here is there's a build error. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get ahead of this. I'm going to, because the other one's going to fail too. I'm back on my Secure Vibe Coding OS. I'm pushing I mean, fix the build error. This is I've known this lesson before, but I've forgot that. Yeah, when you just because you build locally, that's one thing, but you need to occasionally, especially for a big thing like this, you want to run a build, an actual npm build, and it'll go through and compile everything, and that's when it flushes out sometimes these build errors. The local check is not foolproof. Okay, so it says it sees 2 issues. Okay, fix them. And then I'm going to tell it to build locally. Because now it's running this npx and tsc check. That's not good enough because it failed. Like that passed before. Okay, now build it. Here's the build command right here. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control O because I want you to see the build. Here's those static pages that it's creating. That's part of this server-side rendering. Let me hit Control O again. It doesn't look like it's going to show the whole build. Here it comes. Now it doesn't look like it's going to show it to me. But anyway, or maybe once it's done, I can show it to you. Okay, here's what a build looks like, guys. Here's what a good build looks like, or a successful one. Okay, so it generates like the static pages. This is a very basic website. It does the static pages, and then it compiles all of these. And these dots right here mean that it's server-side rendering. See right here, it's pre-rendered as static HTML. So that's what you're looking for, because when the when the website crawlers crawl your blog, it needs to be static pages. Like it can't have any JavaScript in it. Okay, it's super important. All these other ones with the dots empty, those are dynamically filled, or excuse me, they're static as well, but it's not as good as these other ones, the SSG. Okay, that's what this is optimized for SEO right here. Okay, I'm gonna hit Control O, get out of that view. I'm gonna tell it to go ahead and commit this, and then we're gonna tell it to update the release again. Okay, now what it's doing is I'm going to take this and I'm going to cherry pick this puppy. Oh, it's already updating the release. Look at this. I didn't even have to tell it to. It says, now let me update the release. Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, now I'm gonna pop over to my other one. I'm gonna say, okay, fetch origin with tags again. Fetch tags again, and then cherry pick. What this template tags does is it makes it so it can see that template that we have up there. It's an alias in Git. Okay. Okay, there. Cherry picked it cleanly. What's interesting to me is it went ahead and also pushed it, it looks like. Yeah, so here's that, yeah. Okay. All right, so now we should be able to hit that and we should get a build, a successful build. Let's see. So hopefully you've learned something from that. You've learned from my mistake there. Now, had we done that before the retrospective, like had we tried to build it, it would have found that error and then it would have put that error in the retrospective. But hey, we're learning. Now this build should complete. We can click here and we can actually see it building inside of here. Okay, so this is what we were seeing before on the local site, but I want to see it get down here and get past that point. Okay, compiled successfully. That's a good sign. Notice the sitemap generation was completed automatically as part of the build. That's great. Now we don't have to worry about it anymore. If you have a stale sitemap, then the crawlers will just quit. They'll just derank you and they'll quit crawling your pages. A lot of people's blogs aren't crawled because their sitemap is out of date. Ours will never be out of date. Every time we build it, and every time we push like new blogs up, it'll be a new build because we have to push it to GitHub. Okay, good. Now what we're going to do is get our domains assigned. Starts our convex server up. Deploying the outputs. That's how we get our domain, our URL set right here, and that should go green. Okay, done, green. Okay, so now what we can do is check our website and check our blog. Bingo bango, no errors. We are done, guys. We got a blog. Of course, it's got crap on it, but it's not total crap. Let's see what it says. Getting started with secure vibe coding. Yeah, we probably want to get this off of here. We want to put stuff that's relevant to our site, right? We don't want to be advertising that we secure vibe coded this necessarily. I mean, I don't care, but like it's what we need to be advertising is like what secure user vibes OS is all about. All right, guys, just like that, we are done. I had great time. I hope you guys did as well. Let's see if I can get back my screen up here and see you guys. All right. Some of you are still with me. And hey, guys, I had a great time. I want to thank you all for showing up. Thank you for hanging through their extra half hour. I will see you tomorrow night. And until then, be blessed by the best.